And I am back. Welcome to Stargazing Seamstress again. We are doing the heart shape honeycomb texture. I have, after about 20 minutes of hand sewing, I have finished the heart. Now, before I would go any further, I will wash off those lines, just dunk it in water and wash it by hands. Then I will wait to dry, but I don't have time for this today, so I will proceed with those lines on. Now, as you see, the heart texture is completed. I had to change my thread once. I did it by securing old thread at the back with a couple of back stitches and a knot. Then that's the back. Now I'm ready to cut this second thread, the bottom. This you can see here how the back looks like of this texture, and this how the front looks like. When it's washed, it looks more like a heart, as you see on my other picture. It will look like that. The lines are a bit distracting. Now we will apply the shape of the topper. The way to do it is place your assembled core. I've made it's kind of a floating core, but on just a standard bamboo fleece base layer with a heavy bamboo as a core. This is a shape of my exposed core drawn on that base layer. Now I'm putting those right sides together, right sides of my topper with a heart to the right side of the core, exposed core. Need to make sure I've got, oh, not this way. Alright, make sure I've got enough fabric here. Try to center the heart on your core. I know it's quite difficult. It's like walking in the night without a light switched on. I'm centering my texture by half folding my topper and slowly making sure it's all nice and centered. I don't always get it right. Sometimes I need to undo things. Spread it out a bit. With this one you don't put any other stitches around the texture, same as with the flower one. You might need to fold it on the side just slightly up here from that outer point. Okay, and the other side. It just makes it a nicer shape if you fold the topper slightly like that. Make sure it's enough fabric all around your topper, or use your sewing line. And now just double check if it's kind of centered. Alright, it's time to pin. Pin along the line, smoothing out any bumps that you feel underneath from the texture. Pinning that little fold here we've made, going around the top. There will be some excess fabric from your topper. That's unavoidable, I'm afraid. I'm trying to limit how much waste of fabric there is with this technique. You see, this is just about inch off from each side here. I will make some fake scrubbies or something probably from these bigger pieces. So there you go. That's the core pinned to the topper, right sides together. Now I've almost forgotten. I will need a turning hole for this one. I will put it somewhere here. That's about big enough for me. Okay, I will check the back if it's all nice and centered. If you can see, I've got the pins here that will tell me slightly where is my stitching line. So if I check from this pin to that is 2 inches, and from that pin to this is about 2 inches. So we are kind of centered. This might go a bit up more. It's tricky. You can first apply bigger stitches to see if you like the way it looks like from the back, because if from the back is not centered, it will not be centered in the front. So if you stitch this one with a long 4.4 stitch length, then it will be easier to take out the stitches if you need to change the position of your topper. Well, I will just go for it. I will start sewing now. I have got my ballpoint needle in. I will start sewing from outside my sewing line where the turning hole point begins. This makes a little tab that when it's time to turn the pad in right side out, it helps. Now I'm following the sewing line of the shape of the pad. Taking pins out as I go along. the way I'm doing the curve is I am twisting the fabric as I'm sewing. You can also lift your foot up and down. Try to keep your fabric flat so it doesn't bounce up and down when you're sewing. Okay, that's the turning hole. I'm doing a back stitch and I'm going outside to create a little tab. And here it is, all sewn. Now I will trim. First I will check if I like the position. It's a bit off. It's a bit off on this side. It's not very centered. Could have been more on towards this side. I will see if I can fix that part. So check back in a minute. Okay. It is important to start connecting the topper with the core using a longer stitch, because then you can go from your topper, from the wrong side of your topper. You can correct the shape and center the heart, as I've done it here using permanent washable marker and centering the pattern onto the back like that. I have folded the pattern in half. I have centered to the center of the heart, as I see from the back where is the center, and made sure it's all nice and centered. Then I can take out any stitches that fall inside that line, so it's all nice and neat. Now I will do that. Now with my handy little unpicker friend, I will take the stitches that are not supposed to be there. Now you will have to trim around your pad. I am trimming with my pinking shears all around it, leaving a little tab for turning. Now feed the short end through the the turning hole, like just so, and feed all the rest of the pad through that hole. Feed it in the hole and then pull it out. You can use a pen to smooth out all the bits here. Okay, you can set that aside for pressing and start with your bucker. I'm using fleece and I will be serging all around that shape here. I've got my serger ready. This pattern is made with very soft curves and wrap wings. It also has an option to have a bit pointier wings, so you can do it in two ways. Do it in the two. Don't need to go around once, all around like a one time, all around the pad, but you can go from the wing to the other wing once. If you make a mistake, you can undo just half of the pad and serge it again and do the other, but I'm doing the all around one. Still got a very soft curves that are easier to serge. Put your fabric under and start serging. When you come to the outer curve, you simply bring your piece slowly towards the blades like that. And with the inner curve, like this one going to the wings, you will try to feed the fabric on the straight line. You can help yourself by folding it slightly here, making sure that's a straight line. Coming up to the tighter curve of the wing, and another inner curve that you straighten out. When it comes to finishing off your serging, I used to disengage my knife until the spring broke, and now I'm so afraid to disengage my knife, so I'm trying to finish off just when I started pulling the serge edge that is already done away from the knife. Pull the fabric out. Then I am just pulling on the tail to bring it to the end and tying a small knot. Now I will press all my pieces and assemble the pad. Now I have pressed my pieces, the topper, the backer, using a pressing cloth, of course. Otherwise I mime all the fabrics if I don't use the pressing cloth. Now I am ready to assemble the pad. You see this one is nicely pressed. The turning hole is not visible, is tucked in. I am ready to place the exposed core topper on top of my backer. This is my new pattern. As I said from the beginning, it's called Manta and will be available soon. This would be an extreme flare front bleeder and is 13-inch long. There will be multiple size options for this one. You need to make sure it's all nice and centered. You can pin the topper to the backer. The topper is very thick and fluffy. It's hard to put the pins through. Let's get this under the sewing machine. We are now at the sewing station, and with a stitch length of 3 I will sew around the topper with 0.5 away from the edge. Let me bring you a bit closer. This is a new lens I'm using, and it's a bit different to get used to the lens of the camera. Oh, my fingers are usually just so close to the needle. I'm trying to take them away so you can see more clearly. finish with a back stitch. And hey presto! The pad now needs snaps only. Here it is, and it's a little bit pressed too. Magnificent manta ray with hard texture. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you. Bye.